Hey everyone, welcome to Sidetrack Adventures. This is Steve. Right now we're in southwestern Utah, in the town of Parowan. Parowan was the first town in southern Utah and is known as the mother town because it's from here where settlers who settled the other towns in the area sprung from. This town is also on the Old Spanish Trail, which was a popular route through the area in the mid-1800s, but travelers have been coming through here much longer than that. And that's what brings us here. Because just outside of town, we could find evidence of those earlier travelers, and that's what we're going to check out today. The town of Parowan is located about 20 miles northeast of Cedar City on Interstate 15. On January 8, 1850, Parley P. Pratt and his exploring party, which sounds like the name of a 1960s rock band, discovered what they called the Little Salt Lake Valley, where they also discovered iron ore nearby. They raised a liberty pole and dedicated this area to be the city of Little Salt Lake. Looking over this wall, you could see a replica of the liberty pole, so that appears to be the spot where the town was actually founded. Based on Pratt's reports of iron in the area, the Mormon leader Brigham Young called for a settlement to be established here, as developing their own source of iron was of much importance to the independence of the Mormon religion. And then with the establishment of this town, Mormon pioneers spread from here and settled a number of other towns throughout the West. Here's a statue of Parley Pratt himself. Pratt would later be killed in Arkansas by the estranged husband of one of Pratt's 12 wives. The Old Spanish Trail traveled through the area prior to the town's founding, and once the town sprung up, it became an important stop for travelers on the way to California. This statue is of Paulina Lyman, who was Parowan's first doctor. We're on our way out of town now, but I had to make a quick stop to check out the Old Rock Church. Construction of this church began in 1861, and it opened in 1867. Over the years, the building has served as a church, town council hall, a school building, and a tourist camp. They stopped using it as a church in 1918, and it was restored in 1939 by the WPA. It's a museum now, but unfortunately one that doesn't open till this afternoon. Here's the town's war memorial. This lists the names of everyone from the town who served in World War I or World War II. There's a lot of history in Parowan, but now we're going to head about 10 miles outside of town to see some history that predates the town by centuries. And here is the Parowan Gap. And I think it should be pretty clear how it got its name. We've just parked and there are interpretive signs here and a walking path, but already from here I can see petroglyphs, so let's go take a closer look. This mini canyon was created by an ancient river that used to pass through here, at the same time geologic forces were pushing the red hills up. The river, of course, is long gone now, replaced by a road. This gap made a natural route through the hills that has long served as a path for people traveling through the area. Some of the rock art here has been linked to the Fremont Culture, which ended around 700 years ago, as well as possible art by the ancestral Puebloans, which are sometimes called the Anasazi. And it looks like right above us already is what is probably the best known rock art here, which is called the Zipper, and I'll see if I can zoom in on it. It's amazing to see these and to think about what these symbols could possibly mean. What is being told here? Of course, there are a number of theories, as evidenced by the two signs right here giving two different theories. But it's unlikely we'll ever know for sure. Over here there's what looks like a snake, and down below it there's a humanoid figure. There are petroglyphs everywhere. Unfortunately, a lot of them are small and the camera doesn't pick them up too well, so it probably looks a lot more impressive in person. But I did notice this gate on the other side of the road, so let's head over there and take a look and see what's being blocked off here. These crows don't seem too happy that I'm in their territory. And I definitely got to keep my eye out for snakes around here. And I don't see anything obvious here. I don't see any petroglyphs. I'm guessing this is just here to keep people out of this cave. And of course, when the first American explorer started coming through here in the 1800s, they had to add their names to the rocks as well. So there are some inscriptions that are a little bit more recent. There are some small petroglyphs on this rock. But let's head back across the street here. And we'll be sure to take the crosswalk. We want to be safe with all the traffic coming through here. There hasn't been a single car that has come through here the entire time we've been here. Now this place has been a mystery for a long, long time. In the last several hundred years, the Southern Paiutes lived in the area. And as they traveled through and added to the rock art here, they probably wondered about some of the art that was already here and hundreds of years old by their time. And it looks like there's a sun here. And it's weird, there's a sign here talking about the Mormon pioneers, but there doesn't appear to be any rock art right in front of it. That seems to be one of the only places in this whole canyon where there isn't rock art. I mean, it is everywhere here. I've never seen so much in one place in my life. Looks like someone named Hyatt came through here in the 1880s. If you ever find yourself in the area, the Parowan Gap is definitely worth visiting. This place is only about 10 miles or so off the interstate, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm blown away by how much rock art is here. You could easily spend hours here looking at it all. To give an idea of why this was such an important path for centuries, here's the gap. And then right here on the other side are wide open plains, making this opening the perfect path to get into the hills and cross them to trade with people on the other side. While the Fremont people and the ancestral Puebloans came through here over 1,000 years ago, they're not the most ancient visitors to this area. But to see evidence of some of those older travelers, we're going to have to head back to the other side of the gap. So apparently there are dinosaur footprints out here, and these markers should let us know when we've come across one. So we've come across our first dinosaur footprint, and if I have to be honest, it kind of looks like this dinosaur is flipping us off. Unfortunately, it looks like someone broke off one of the toes on this one. The footprints here are supposedly from hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs, which were the most plentiful dinosaur species in North America at their time. And their time was 65 to 75 million years ago. They were said to be 10 to 40 feet long, and it doesn't look like they've left too many footprints out here. We were in St. George not that long ago, and there were tons and tons of dinosaur footprints. So far, we've only come across a few here. and it looks like there may be one up here. And I think this one is the most unfootprint looking footprint that we've seen so far. Who knows how many petroglyphs or even dinosaur footprints are up here waiting to be discovered. I think we're just about done dinosaur hunting here. So that's our look at the Parowan Gap. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.